Welcome back. If you just watched part 1, you already know the buried story. The clockmaker, the telegraph lines, the French antennas, the copper rings that cured plant tumors, the Kentucky coils that lit trees and carried voices before radio was even supposed to exist. All of it real, all of it documented, all of it quietly pushed aside because it didn't need another bag of fertilizer every spring. Now let's make it yours. This is how you take that same forgotten science and turn the dirt in your own backyard into a living battery that feeds itself, waters itself, charges itself, and actually gets stronger every season. No fancy equipment, no monthly inputs. Just a few pieces you can pick up this weekend, and a system that starts working the moment you push it into the ground. The heart of the whole setup is the atmospheric coil antenna, the piece that pulls free energy from the air and sends it down into your soil. Here's exactly how you build one that practitioners have used for years with measurable results. Start with 16-gauge bare solid copper wire. Not stranded, not insulated, not copper-plated steel. Just pure, bare copper. You can grab a 50-foot spool at any hardware store or electrical supply for about $3. One spool is enough for 2 full antennas. Next, you need a stake, a wooden dowel, a straight bamboo pole, or even a sturdy branch. 1/2 inch to 1 inch thick works fine. 6 feet tall is the minimum for a backyard bed. 8 feet is better. The taller it is, the more wind, rain, and temperature swings it can harvest. Here's the exact winding pattern. Start at the base of the stake and wrap the wire tightly around the bottom 3 or 4 times to lock it in place. Then, begin the spiral. In the northern hemisphere, you wind it clockwise when you're looking up from the ground. So the wire spirals to the right as it climbs. Spacing starts about 1 to 2 inches between turns at the bottom and gradually widens to 3 or 4 inches near the top. A 6-foot stake usually eats 20 to 25 feet of wire. At the very top, leave some extra wire and shape it into an open cone or an open spiral loop 4 to 6 inches across, pointing upward. That's your collector. It must stay open. A closed circle does nothing. Now push the bottom 6 to 8 inches of the stake with the wire still wrapped tight. You straight into the soil. The copper has to make direct contact with the ground. If your soil is dry and hard, just make a pilot hole first with a screwdriver so the stake doesn't split. Place the antenna so the whole thing runs along a true north-south line, not magnetic north. Use a compass app on your phone and adjust for your local magnetic declination. That alignment follows the Earth's natural telluric currents and gives the best results. 3 quick warnings that actually matter. First, the wire must stay bare copper the whole way. Insulated or coated wire blocks the atmospheric charge. Second, the stake has to be wood or bamboo, never iron or steel. Iron actually decreases soil magnetism and can create drought-like conditions around your plants. Third, skip galvanized wire. The zinc coating messes with the copper's interaction with both the air and the soil. If you watch the earlier video on the copper pyramid system, this coil antenna simply replaces the pyramid as your above-ground collector. The underground layers stay exactly the same. Untreated hardwood logs buried as a water reservoir and microbial fuel cell, charged biochar as a nutrient magnet and electrical conductor, and a simple copper-zinc earth battery right in the root zone. All the exact build details for those underground layers, wood species, how to charge the biochar for 48 hours in compost tea or diluted fish emulsion, or even 1 to 10 diluted urine, and how to install the earth battery, are in that earlier video. I'll link it below if you need a refresher. The second copper piece is the Lakhovsky ring, and you add this at the individual plant level. It takes literally less than a minute. Cut a 12-inch length of 14 or 16-gauge bare solid copper wire. Bend it into a circle about 12 inches across. Leave the 2 ends open with a 1 to 2 centimeter gap. They must not touch. A closed ring has 0 oscillating effect. Rest the ring on 2 small wooden sticks or popsicle sticks pushed into the soil so the copper stays 2 to 3 inches above the dirt and doesn't touch the ground directly. Position it around the base of the plant, surrounding the stem without touching it. 1 ring per plant. Turn the open gap to face north so it lines up with the Earth's magnetic field. Put the 3 layers together. Coil antenna collecting from the sky at garden scale, earth battery generating galvanic current at root scale, and Lakhovsky ring working at the individual cell scale. And you have a complete system feeding into biochar-enriched soil that conducts everything straight to the roots. The buried hardwood logs slowly decompose and keep feeding organic carbon to the soil microbes. Those microbes release electrons as they eat. The electrons flow through the biochar and the copper-zinc circuit, mobilizing nutrients so your plants can take them up without you buying another bag. The plants grow, drop leaves, shed roots. That organic matter falls back in and becomes food for the next generation of microbes. New carbon keeps coming from above. As electricity keeps coming from below. Water is stored in the wood and released on demand. Nutrients are held tight by the biochar. The antenna harvests fresh energy every single day from wind, rain, and sun-driven temperature changes. The system does not deplete. It compounds. Every season it runs, the soil gets richer, the microbial community gets more diverse, and the electrical output actually grows stronger. The only thing you ever replace is the zinc nail in the earth battery. And that costs pennies. Everything else either lasts for decades or renews itself naturally. Even if your soil is dead and compacted right now, this setup can bring it back. The buried wood gives the microbes their first real meal. The biochar gives them a home. The moisture gives them an electrolyte. The copper gives the whole thing a conductive pathway. The soil doesn't have to start healthy. The system makes it healthy. Here's how you track it so you know it's actually working. Grab a cheap digital multimeter, the kind with 2 probes. Press one on the copper pipe and one on the zinc nail in your earth battery. You should see between 0.8 and 1.1 volts when it's happy. When it drops below 0.5, just swap the zinc nail. The copper side lasts multiple seasons. Every 2 weeks, use a simple refractometer to measure bricks on a few leaves. Higher bricks means higher sugar content, which means stronger pest resistance because insects literally can't digest that. Take a photo of each plant beside a ruler every week so you can watch the difference. At the end of the season, weigh your harvest on a kitchen scale and keep one control row right beside it. Same soil, same water, same sunlight, same seeds, but no antenna, no buried wood, no biochar, no metals, no rings. The numbers will tell the story. A single tall coil antenna can influence an area much larger than one bed. Multiple antennas spaced across the garden create a network. For most backyards, 1 antenna per bed is the easiest starting point. Total cost to get the first bed running? About $3 for the copper spool, a few pennies for the zinc nails, $4 for a bag of biochar, and whatever free hardwood logs or branches you already have lying around. Compare that to what you normally spend every spring at the big box store on raised bed soil mixes, bags of Miracle-Gro, and all the other inputs just to keep things alive. This one installation feeds itself, waters itself, generates its own electricity, and keeps improving year after year. Stubblefield's coils still produce current today. Christoflow's patents are still on file. Lakhovsky's rings still work. The Northwestern dirt fuel cell still runs. The physics never changed. The only thing that ever changed was who controlled the conversation about how food should be grown. The fertilizer industry is worth over $200 billion a year. The pesticide market adds another $60 billion. A copper coil antenna costs $3. A Lakhovsky ring costs 50 cents. A zinc nail costs pennies. The buried wood is free. That's why this isn't taught in textbooks. It works too well and too permanently for an industry built on annual depletion and repeat purchases. So here's what I want you to do. Go get that spool of bare copper wire this weekend. Build 1 coil antenna. Put 1 earth battery and 1 Lakhovsky ring in a single bed. Keep your control row right beside it. Then come back in 2 or 3 weeks and tell me in the comments what you see. Because the best way to bring back this forgotten science is to plant it in every garden on the street. If this shifted the way you think about what a $3 piece of wire can actually do, send this video to someone who grows things. Hit subscribe for more stories like this. There's still a lot more buried out there waiting to be found. I'll see you in the garden.